Hello children, good morning. Welcome to one more session of Being Self-Smart. In today's session, I've come with a new concept, that is air. A-I-R, air. Air. Nature has many things, right? Have you ever observed this nature? Nature has many things. First one is air, A-I-R, air. Water, W-A-T-E-R, water. Fire, F-I-R-E, fire. Soil, S-O-I-L, soil. And S-P-A-C-E, space. So these are 5 elements in nature: air, water, fire, soil, and space. See, air, there is air in nature. Then there is water, water in nature. Then fire, fire. Then soil, soil. Okay, and last is space. Can you all see water? Yes, of course we can see water because we drink water. We use water daily for different purposes. So we can see water and we can use water. Can you see fire? Yes, we can see fire. Ag, fire. We can see fire. Can you see soil? Yes, of course, we can see soil. We plant a seed in soil and it grows and become a plant, and then again still it grows further and become a big tree. So we can see soil. Can you see air? Can you see air? We cannot see air. Can you see space? Can you see space? Now you can ask me, ma'am, we know about air, water, fire, and soil, but what is the space? You can ask me this because this is a new concept to you. You haven't heard about the space anywhere before in your EVS book, whereas you're familiar with all other words, right? So in today's session, we are going to know about air. At the same time, we will also know what is space. Okay, so first let's know what is air. Air is around us. It's everywhere in the nature. It's around us. We need air. Okay, plants breathe air, they take in air. Animals need air, and even we humans need air to live, right? So air is a combination of gases. What is air? Air is combination of gases. It has little oxygen, little carbon dioxide, and little nitrogen and other things. Okay, so we humans require oxygen to live, and animals also require oxygen, whereas plants take carbon dioxide from air. Okay, and they give out oxygen, which is useful to animals and humans. Can we see air? We cannot see air. Why? Because air has no color. Air has no color. Air is A-I-R. Air is colorless. It has no color. It has no smell. It has no taste. We can only feel, and we breathe in. We breathe oxygen from air for our survival. So children, air also occupies space. Okay, air occupies space. What do you mean by space? Space is, air is everywhere. Space means क्या है? जगह. So air is everywhere. Okay. So now, how to prove that air is everywhere and how to prove that air occupies space? So let us do a small experiment to prove this statement that air is everywhere and it occupies space. Okay. So be with me, don't go away. We are going to do a small experiment to prove these two statements, that air is everywhere and it occupies space. Hi children, to do this experiment, all we need are a small jar. See, this is a small glass jar. Okay, then I have cloth. Okay, blue color cloth. I've taken two small blue color cloths. Okay, two pieces of cloth. Then I have a tray. Okay, this is a dish. Okay, this is a dish. I have filled it up with water. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first take the jar. I'm taking a small jar because the dish what I'm using is a shallow dish. Okay, this is not deep. This is not deep. So I'm taking a jar which is short. Okay, if you want to take a glass, then you need to use a vessel which is big. Okay, which has more depth. Okay, children. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put the cloth inside this. Okay, put it inside and press this. Okay, this manner I'm going to press it. See how I'm pressing this. Okay, press this way. Okay, tight. Okay, now make sure that this doesn't fall. Make sure that this cloth doesn't fall down. Okay, it should be tight enough so that it doesn't fall. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to keep this jar upside down. Okay, now it is turned. It is upside down and the cloth inside is not falling. Now the next step is, I'm going to put this jar into the glass dish filled with water. Then what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Now you will say that, ma'am, if you put this in the water, then water is going to enter into the jar and it's going to make the cloth wet. Okay, let's see whether this is going to happen or not. Okay. Look. Observe carefully, children. Okay. Yes. Now the glass jar, I've put the glass jar straight inside the water. Okay. Now I'm going to remove this. Remove the glass jar. Remove the glass jar. And see the condition of the cloth inside. What is the condition of cloth inside? What is the condition of cloth inside? Is it wet? Is it wet? Huh? No, not at all. Look, it is not wet at all. It is not wet at all. Why? Why is it not wet? Why is it not wet? Your ma'am has done magic. Why is the cloth not wet? Why? Shall I tell you why? It is because, what is our first statement? I said that air is everywhere, right? If air is everywhere, then air should be inside this glass jar also, right? When air is there inside the glass jar, and when you are putting the glass jar upside down in the dish, how can water enter? Water cannot enter. It is because this glass jar is already filled with air. So there is no space inside. There is no space inside. Okay. Now, let's see. Try once again. This time what I'm going to do is same. I'm going to press this tight inside and make sure that this cloth doesn't fall. Okay. Now, again. Upside down. Okay, keep your jar upside down and put it into the water. Put it into the water. Okay, want to try once again? See, again the same thing. Again the same thing. Look, again dry. Look at the cloth. It's dry. You can try this as many times as you can. Still, it's not going to become wet. So it means, what does it mean? It means air is everywhere. Air is inside the jar also. So this entire jar is occupied by air. So there is no space for water to enter into the jar. Now again put it in the water. Okay. Now this time what I'm going to do is, I'm going to slightly tilt this jar. Slightly tilt this jar. And observe what's going to happen. Look at the bubbles. Look at the bubbles coming. Yeah. Look at the bubbles coming. Look at the bubbles coming. Oh. Yes. And this time, now take it out from the water. Take out the cloth and look at this. Look at the cloth. Look at the cloth. It is wet. Why is the cloth wet this time? It is because, what did I do? After putting this glass jar upside down in the dish, I have tilted this a bit. Okay, it means we are giving little place for the air to escape. Okay, so now the air, whatever is there in the jar, has come out. It is coming out in the form of bubbles. It is coming in water, right? That is why you can see those bubbles. Now air has come out, so now there is space inside. When there is space, the water will enter in the glass to fill up that space. Okay, so this is why for the second time when I tilted the glass a bit, the air came out and the water started entering into the glass jar. So this shows that air occupies space. Okay, so this experiment tells that air is everywhere and it occupies space. So children, how is this experiment? Oh, how is this experiment? Very nice, right? See, we learn about air, water, fire, soil, all this in EVS, right? And when we study about our surroundings and when we study about our nature, it is all the EVS, environmental science. And when we start experimenting the things that we see in nature, it's nothing but science. Okay, so slowly the things what we learn in EVS, that when we experiment, it just becomes a simple science. I hope you have enjoyed this experiment today, that we have done an experiment to prove that air is everywhere and air occupies space. So please try the same experiment at home, children, and enjoy each and everything you do. Okay, happy summer camp. Meet you in next session. Until then, happy learning. Take care. Tata. Bye bye.